Welcome back to another Monday morning review with a side of spoilers. Today we're going to be talking about Her.
I'm Jimmy.
And I'm JS.
So, Her is the latest offering from Spike Jonze.
Yeah.
If you didn't know.
He's great, man. He also helped write Bad Grandpa, which came out a few months back.
Yeah, so Spike Jonze, obviously visionary director, has a really, really good grasp on these concepts that really, on paper, sound a little, almost too abstract to sort of convey in film, but he really effortlessly gets the message that he's trying to. He really brings you into these worlds.
He really does.
With John Malkovich and with Her, it's really remarkable.
For a lot of those films, I mean, he was adapting Charlie Kaufman for two of those. I mean, and he's an incredible screenwriter. But this time around, it's something that he wrote himself. And it proves that he doesn't need a strong screenwriter to help him because he is one himself.
Yeah.
And that was the most surprising thing about Her to me.
So let's dive right into some of the cast in this film. We have Joaquin Phoenix as the lead.
My favorite American actor working today.
Yeah, and I mean, I have to
amazing.
say, he is really amazing. But I think it shows. This movie is one of those movies that really shows the range that he can play.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look at the last one, he was in The Master. He's really this tormented guy, and now in Her, he's just so optimistic almost. And I mean, you know, to a degree.
Yeah. He's sort of like a quirky LA hipster kind of a guy. But yeah, it's completely opposite from what we saw last year.
He has a much more of an openness to new ideas and experiences and that kind of thing. So, all right, my favorite part of Her, though, I have to say, is just the journey that Her, Samantha, played by Scarlett Johansson, the AI voice, takes, and her sort of evolution throughout the film. I think it's done so well. My other favorite thing I have to say is I love the time period that it takes place in, because they never acknowledge the date at all. They never tell you, oh, it's 20 years in the future, 40 years in the future, 100 years in the future. It just is the future.
Yeah, a not too distant future.
Right, but it's very believable too. It's really interesting. I mean, the film is clearly a commentary on today's society, our reliance on technology, the roles that it plays, all that stuff. But the way that it's done is not like beating you over the head with like, this is so bad. It really kind of takes more of a neutral stance, I think, on technology's role, and lets you, the viewer, you know, say, oh, okay, this is bad or this is good. Kind of like today. Like, some people might say texting all the time is awful. Or other people say smartphones are great. You know, I think the way that technology is treated isn't reverential.
Sure.
But it also isn't like, oh, it's just a stupid tool.
Yeah.
You know?
And I personally believe that, you know, progress in technology is not inherently good or bad. And I think this film takes that same stance.
Yeah.
I mean, it sort of revels in the technology.
Yeah.
How cool it is.
It just is.
Yeah.
Right.
You and I are both gamers.
Yeah.
This movie has depictions of video games, what they might be like in 10 years from now.
I completely agree with this depiction.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
There's like this little like turd of a character who's just like cursing at Joaquin Phoenix. Just
it's connected, like, you know.
And he's like trying to mock him.
It's hilarious.
Like this, it's so funny. But I mean, I think the way that the game, it's funny because the way the game treats him, it's kind of like what you'll hear if you go on any Xbox Live, you know, MMO or you know, first person shooter. You're gonna hear people just like little 13-year-old kids like cursing you out the whole time. And it really, that's what it instantly triggered with me.
And watching people play video games has never been better.
Oh yeah.
Like, whether it's in real life or in other movies, like Ender's Game had an example of where it's just painfully dull watching someone play a video game in a movie. This is really interesting.
Well, yeah, it's like when the Wii came out and people were just like, you're doing like the most bizarre things, contorting your body in these weird ways.
But it also speaks to what the whole film's about.
Yeah.
It's just the rise of technology and our interactions with others.
Yeah. So let's get back to Samantha.
Sure. Yeah.
So, first and foremost, there is a scene in the movie. There's a sex scene between Joaquin Phoenix and Samantha that is pretty remarkable.
One of the best sex scenes of the whole year.
Yeah. But prior to that, there is a sex scene between Joaquin Phoenix, and he goes into a chat room.
Voice chat, just like over the phone while he's in bed.
And it's with a girl named Sexy Kitten, who's voiced by Kristen Wiig, and she gets so weird.
Yeah.
And she starts telling him to choke him with her dead cat. Says, "Choke me with your dead cat," over and over.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I honestly thought the writing in this movie, the delivery of the way Joaquin Phoenix played everything was just so great, because like you could tell like it was almost like it was really happening, and I know that sounds so stupid to say, but because I know he's acting, but like it all of the performances are so honest, you know. I really enjoyed all those moments, but Samantha in particular has this. I mean, she really has like this full evolution of, you know, from birth to, you know, puberty to like intellectual maturity to almost this like this point where she transcends all age and time and space and sort of blossoms into like something even larger than what she was ever intended to.
That's true, yeah.
I mean, how did you feel about Scarlett Johansson?
I thought it was incredible. I thought it was a groundbreaking voice performance. And some people have even been like, I guess, vying for her to be a potential awards winner as far as like best supporting actress or even best lead actress.
Yeah, there's some controversy because apparently, I guess you have to technically appear on screen.
Yeah.
But what's odd is Robin Williams was nominated for his performance in Aladdin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay. Wow.
But
I think there should be a separate category for voice
some sort of clause because it was an animated film.
Huh. Okay.
You know.
Yeah, that does add an interesting.
But I mean, like, what was there any moments in particular that stood out for you with Samantha?
Oh man, even from ground one when they're first like getting introduced, like she talks just like a person, and the fact that he has the most quote unquote human relationship with her than anyone else in the film, I think just speaks volumes about it. And like apparently people have been recently asking Siri what she thought about her. Have you tried that?
I haven't tried it. I saw it this morning actually. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Siri's getting all pissed off.
Yeah, which is fun.
Yeah,
you know,
it's funny.
for an AI to start having emotion about another AI. That's kind of scary actually.
Yeah.
But no, I thought Phoenix and Johansson have great chemistry for what is like largely just, I haven't really seen a relationship like that in a movie before. And you talked about that sex scene. It cuts to black. And
which is like really great because we're in his head almost. You know, because like it's the same sort of relationship. It really pulls you into the moment. By the way, I also have to mention the fashion in this film is fantastic. You know, they say everything's cyclical. Everything comes back. Everything has its time back. But like, I'm wondering if it's like this play on 50s fashion, like super high pants. I mean, like the waistline is like at your chest.
There's a scene where he's walking around LA and everyone else is dressed like that.
But it's like done in such a way that it's like, oh, okay, I could totally see it being like coming back into, you know, trend.
It's like the Apple generation is what it really feels like.
There's one moment actually that really, I think, I've already had somewhat of a moment like that, which was when they go to the beach. And it's Chris Pratt and is it Amy Adams? No, I think it's Chris Pratt's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And Joaquin Phoenix. They go to the beach, or it's a picnic or something. And he has this pocket on his shirt where he puts, you know, his phone, where Samantha lives. Which, by the way, I have to point out that if you notice, it's a nice little. You can tell, like, with the way he is, you know, it's all about having the authenticity. There's something nice and grounded about the fact that he just holds her up with like a little safety pin.
Yeah. That is a very nice touch.
Yeah, it's like it's just, you know, it's not like there's this special shirt that's built for putting your phone right there. It's just like, you know, he's like a practicality to him.
Yeah, I think this is one of Spike Jonze's strongest films, which is saying quite a lot. I mean, he hasn't made a whole lot either, but he's one of the great American directors working today. I really feel that way. And this is probably the best sci-fi film I've seen in years. I would say it's better than Gravity as a sci-fi film.
Interesting.
Because I think it speaks so much more to where we are and where we're going.
Well, it's interesting you bring up Gravity, because I did have a similar feeling when I left this film as I did when I left Gravity, which is it's sci-fi but with a heart and a soul that you know, and not to say that sci-fi doesn't have a heart and soul, but like Gravity was showcased as this huge epic, you know, sci-fi like visual orgasm of just like particles and all this like amazing camera work, all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that's how it was sort of originally first pitched to people. And now if you go and watch the TV spots they're running, which for award season, obviously, it's all these heartbreaking moments from the film and all of the emotion and the drama and the acting and the character and the heart. And that, I think, it really works to flesh out the world. And I think Her does a very similar job, where you have this, it's just sort of like a love story set in the future.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah, there's certainly room for both.
Yeah.
Why not? And Arcade Fire did a great job on the original soundtrack.
Score's
as
amazing.
well. So, yeah, I think this is a strong recommendation from both of us.
Yeah, I have really nothing bad to say about Her.
And I've been looking at it like a lot of critics' choice, like the top 10 of the year. Her, more than any other film, is appearing on just about every single person's list, topping a lot of them, actually. So, I mean, it's one of those cases where it came out of the doors like in the last few weeks of the year, and it's just taken everybody by surprise. I haven't heard a bad thing about it yet. So, let us know what you think of Her if you did happen to see it in the comments below. Any last words?
No, I would just go see it. It's great.
Yeah, please do. It opens up wide release January 10th, so it should be coming soon to a theater near you if it hasn't already. Thanks for watching another Monday morning review. I'm JS.
I'm Jimmy.
Take care.